taken on a life of its own. So thank you to everyone who worked their butts off to create that. And I hope you all enjoyed it as well. So what is up, guys? Do you have any questions? Do you have any... How do you guys feel about that, the finale that's coming? Sorry, I'm just checking. I'm checking out different features that I've recently learned about on InstaLive. You guys are the best. I'm so sorry you're crying your eyes out. I'm sending you virtual tissues until you find your own. Are you guys excited? It's gonna be handout. So many folks out here. I want to get Malik back together too. Well, technically they're back together now. So at least we don't have that heartbreak to deal with. We just have the heartbreak of the fact that they're now interdimensionally separated. But if Clace can make it through a demonic twinning rune, Malik can make it through interdimensional travel. We hope. I'm glad you really love the show. We're so happy that you are enjoying it. It's really interesting to see all of this put together because there was so much of it that was shot at different times and in different places, and it really was quite fantastic to get to see it all put together in the end. That last scene, it wasn't the last scene. But, for example, one of the scenes that we shot, in the scene in front of the fountain with Jonathan, Clary, and Jace, was actually the last scene we shot in Paris. And so we'd had the wrap in Toronto, then we all went to Paris to shoot for a week, and that was the scene we wrapped with in Paris. It was so cold, and it was 3 a.m. We were all trying to cry out there in the middle of nowhere with fans and wind, and I don't know, I didn't really watch the episode as much as I would have liked to because I was tweeting all of you. So, I don't know how much you saw it, but we had these amazing background performers that were sprinting in panic back and forth through this square that had been wet down to make it shiny and look as though wraiths had been literally raining down. So it was a rather epic scene. And then, of course, folk VFX added in that beautiful sky. It all came together really beautifully. But that's one that I will never, ever forget. What happened to my finger? I'm having fingernail that is ripping when it shouldn't be. So I'm trying to protect it. See how much it works. I could use some Chile. I would love to come to Australia. My favorite scene to shoot? It's a hard one in this episode because there's so many epic ones. If I had to pick one, though, probably the big fight in the woods. Just because everyone was there, and we had to be on set because we only had the daytime. So we had to be on set. I think I got picked up at 3 a.m. or something that day. Because we had to drive about an hour to go to the location, and then everybody had to be ready at probably 6 or 7 a.m. as soon as the sun was up, so that we could have every bit of daylight. And we used every single bit of daylight to get all of that fight. And it turned out so epic. Everybody did such a great job. Is the season finale sad? In some moments. In other moments. Can I tease some Clace moments? There's a lot of them. There are at least 2. If not more. 2 that I'm thinking of right now. Speeches that were taken almost directly from the book for Clace in next week's episode. So that's exciting, if nothing else. For those of you book fans out there. There's also some really sweet Clace moments. Also some really sad Clace moments. Also some really happy Clace moments. It's a whole Clace coaster next episode. I mean, I would assume that you angels know Shadowhunters well enough by now to know that if you give us 2.5 hours straight, your emotions are going to be all over the place. But in the best way. So, I'm very excited for you guys to finally see what we have in store for you. What was your favorite moment in tonight's episode, if you've seen it? On a side note, to answer your question, I do love Harry Potter. I am a Ravenclaw. I've seen that question come up a few times. I'm going to cry so much next episode. I'll tell you that for sure. There will be much, much crying. Hi from Canada! Hey guys. I'm going to see if I can do something right now. Hold on one second. Wait, that's not working. How do I do this? Can't figure it out. I'm trying to figure out new and exciting things. It's not helping. Wait, is it that? Never mind. Next time. Have I seen Endgame? Not yet. What is my favorite season of Shadowhunters? It's tough for me because every season held something different and something special. And each one is a different chapter of my life as well as Clary's journey. So I really could never choose. All right, let's see. I'm back. You guys, I have a little more than 5 minutes left. So if you have any questions, send them to me now. And I will get through as many as possible. Have I seen Endgame? Not yet. Current show that I'm watching. Oh, I was just watching something. I don't even remember. Game of Thrones. How about that? I'm definitely watching Game of Thrones currently. I know some of us are getting together to watch. We couldn't not, you know? Wow, there's so many. Of course I ship Sizzy. I ship Sizzy, I ship Clace, I ship Malik. Love playing Mia in Arrow. It's really lovely to be an addition to another show that has such a kick-ass fandom. What do I think about the Night King? I think he's scary as hell, and I think people should watch out for him. I think he and Asmodeus would be good friends. I love you guys too. Favorite character from Avengers? All of them. It's too hard to choose. I've tried to debate this question for myself so many times. I can't pick an Avenger. Of course I'm glad. I haven't seen this past week's episode of Game of Thrones. Hi Maya! No, I haven't seen this week's episode of Game of Thrones yet. I'm trying to avoid spoilers. Because anyway, I can't actually watch my HBO stuff when I'm out of the country. Next project? We'll see. I have a few items in the fire. We'll see how that goes. Thank you. I'm excited to get back to music. I'm actually have been working on that, obviously, as you guys saw from what I posted the other day. I've been working on that, and that's something it's been nice to get back to. So we'll see. There'll be some stuff. Describe the finale in 3 words. Bittersweet, beautiful, perfect. It really is the perfect way to wrap things up, in my opinion. I mean, ideally we wouldn't be wrapping things up at all, but you know what I mean. You get me, Shadow fam. You get me, fam. Will Jace and Clary get married? You're just gonna have to watch. I know, it's insane. There's only this 2.5 hour series finale is what we have left for you guys. And I'm so proud of it. It's one of these things I'm processing because I'm so proud of the episode and I so can't wait to share it with you guys. But I also almost don't want it to happen because then that's what we have for you. But the Shadow fam will live on. Shadowhunters isn't going anywhere in the sense that we're a family. And we always will be. And we're here for you guys. What do I think will happen to Jonathan? Well, given that I know what happened to Jonathan, I can't tell you guys that. But what I can tell you is that when Luke Baines and I shot our scene, we were both crying so much. And yes, I had to cry for the scene, but it was something... I came around the corner to start the scene, and I looked at Luke, and I saw him, and I was so proud of him. I just saw him in his Jonathan-ness, and it was perfect. And then I realized that this was our last scene, and it all kind of hit me at once, but it's great. I'm just, there's so many elements to this episode that I cannot wait to share with you guys. It's beyond words at this point. I feel like I've talked about it so much, but it's beyond what I can even express to you. And all I can say is that I am so thrilled that we get to share this together and that this journey is still moving up and still moving forward, and the show is still growing and becoming this beautiful entity, and that you guys are still with us. So please know how much you guys are loved and appreciated, because you tell us all the time how much you are invested in the show and how much you care about what we do, but I have to give that back to you guys and say thank you for being here with us and for sharing the love and the joy and the beauty that is the Shadow world, and for being so much a part of this process for all of us. And it's not over yet. And it's going to be epic. In true Shadowhunters fashion. If we have a few more questions, I can answer them in the next less than a minute. And then I have to go to bed because it's 2:30 in the morning. And I need to sleep. Okay, last questions. Ready? Set. Go. Question me. Oh, here's questions. See, now I know how this works. Okay, see, now I just figured this out for next time, where all the questions are. My favorite book is Watership Down or The Alchemist. Luke Baines is Jonathan. Will Tudor is Jonathan. They will be missed. Indeed, they will. Do I watch Grey's Anatomy? Yes, I watch Grey's Anatomy. Thanks to my dear darling brother, Luke Baines, who both made and ruined my life by introducing me to such a brilliant show that hooks you and keeps you. I'm pulling up the last couple questions. all-time favorite episode. My all-time favorite episode of Shadowhunters is probably going to be this 2.5-hour series finale. I saw it when it was almost done, and now I'm excited to see once they've put all the pieces together. And on that note, there's so much in store for you, angels. I have no more words to express, even though I'm sure I'll still talk about it. Let me rephrase it this way. It is beyond words. I don't have the words to express to you guys how excited I am, how grateful I am, and how much you have to look forward to. Thank you for being with us tonight and always, and I will see you very soon. All my love, angels.